So we're getting we're into our third season now. This is the post-season review, if you want to call it that. We've got continental football again next season. We didn't do too well, obviously, in the last one, but we can improve on that. Main focus for this one, I think, is going to be to try and improve the infrastructure more than anything. Obviously, a bit of a season review and a transfer special, if you want to call it that. But yeah, focus on improving the structure of the club, so the coaches, the scouting team, the physio, that sort of thing. And hopefully try and bring in some players to push for, to continue the upward trajectory, if you will. So let's get cracking. Let's do it. Hello guys, David here, and welcome back to episode number 18 of Going Into Continental here with Newell's Old Boys. We are at the end of season 2, so we have finished our second season in charge of the club. We do have a contract for season 3, so there will definitely be one of those. You have no need to panic. If you didn't catch the last episode, then make sure you go and have a look at that one before you get into this. It was our last couple of games of the season, and if you haven't switched off by now, then I'm going to spoil it for you. Fortunately, we lost to Cruzeiro in the Copa Sudamerica second round. The board weren't hugely disappointed. They do recognise it was a difficult draw. But yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed if I'm going to be completely frank. But this one, as I mentioned in the intro, is all about shoring up this team for what I want to be a Copa Libertadores League run this season. I want to get into that top 6. That's my aim. We were 6 points off it last season. No, we weren't. Stupid Dave. We were 9 points off it last season. I was looking at Lanús then, but we lost to them, which meant we weren't. Yeah, that's my aim. That's what I want to get to. I want to be in the top 6 this season. That is my goal. And we're going to do that by probably getting rid of a few of the deadwoods, trying to bring in a few of the young players from the development centre. We've got a few decent up-and-coming players who we can take a look at in the first 11, and potentially trying to shore up in terms of the staff members and try to see if we can improve on that just to give us that little extra edge as well. But before we do that, we're going to have a look into the inbox because we have the season review stuff in here. I wasn't paying attention, so I went through one of them. As you can see, we'll come to that in a second. International Roundup, that's Steve on doing a job for the Argentina under-20s. We will look at him in a bit more detail before the end of this episode. But first of all, let's have a look at the overall best 11. It's a fairly come-to-expect-it team, I think. So Aguirre in goal, obviously, where's he now? He is still in Al Dahail. Still, I mean, that is some stats. That's pretty impressive. He's doing himself a very good job out there in Qatar at the moment, getting his paycheck. Got Bertolo in at left back. Obviously, we know where he is, as we do with all of our back four. Although Lemma will be leaving us this season. When will he leave us? I believe it's in a couple of weeks' time, next month. So we will not be trying to get him back in. We simply don't have the funds to do it, unfortunately. Although he has been a very good player, we simply just can't afford to bring him in. I don't think he's on a big old wage packet. We might try and extend the loan. We'll see how we get on with that. Obviously, Nadalan Caligari still playing at the moment. Rivero, he is no longer with us. He is over at Reina, which I believe is in China. He is. Again, he's doing bits over there. Unsurprising, really. He was doing bits for us as well, and he's continued that form over in Asia. Moreno's still with us, although you may have noticed at the top we have had some offers come in, so we'll have to have a look at those in a minute. Aguirre has come into the squad, which is interesting. I say he has been playing pretty well over the last 12 months or so, despite his league form showing less than that, to be completely honest with you. Sforza in the centre attacking midfield position. Palacios on the right, who, as we know, is back at Independiente and doing fairly well for them. Not played too many games, so maybe we could try and bring him back in. It's worth having a look. And then we have Bravo, unsurprisingly, up top, as he has really started to make that position his own. I mean, look at that. Although, yeah, like I say, he started the season pretty poorly. 9 goals in 22 league games and 2 assists I'm quite pleased with, considering where we finished in the end. And 16 goals in 35 appearances, is a pretty good run in comparison to that as well. So I'm very pleased with how he has started to develop into our starting centre forward. He is going to be our number 9 for this season. I don't see any reason why that's going to change. But yeah, starting 11, as you've seen, substitutes Barlacina. He shouldn't really be in there, I don't think. Gentiletti, who went last season. Oh, he's unemployed now as a coach. And not a very good one, so we won't be looking at bringing him in. Who else have we got? Carlos Zambrano, he's be going back to Boca in a couple of weeks. Julian Fernandez, Ezequiel Fernandez, he'll be going back to Boca as well. Francisco Gonzalez, as we know, has no future at this club. and Albertengo is at New England now. But again, he played okay for us. I didn't really want to keep him because obviously that was the time I wanted to try and envelop into the youth a bit more. End of season awards, Moreno, unsurprisingly, getting player of the season by a whopping 61%. Lemmer and Bravo, yeah, they're probably about the ones I would have expected that to be afterwards. Annabelle Moreno with the goal of the season. Oh, that one against Cruzeiro. I mean, we've got to watch that, haven't we? That was an absolute perler. This was the one in the first leg, if I'm not mistaken, where he just took it he ran forward a little bit and took it from, 30 odd yards? Absolutely mental goal. So we'll have a look at that now, see what that looks like once it eventually loads. I'm still a little bit disappointed with that one. Like I say, they were definitely the better team than us in the two legs. Cruzeiro, obviously they were because they went through. It's just a bit of a shame. We were commanding that first leg. We really should have won that leg, and then what happened in the second one wouldn't have mattered because we'd gone through on away goals. But actually, would have gone to extra time. But you live and you learn. I'd say we'll try and shore up the team. Maybe even look at bringing in a bit of experience. It's not something I normally do, but see if we can bring a little bit of experience. Because we have been losing two very wise heads in the form of Zambrano and Lemma, assuming we don't extend their contracts with us on loan. So we'll be losing them, which means we're going to have a very young squad. So it is something that we're going to have to take into consideration. But here we go. Here you go. Picks it up in his own half, runs forward a little bit, just past the centre circle, takes a shot. I mean, that's an absolute screamer. That is ridiculous. And it was so early on in the game as well. Unbelievable finish. But there you go. There's our goal of the season. Moreno, young player of the season. We're going to have to struggle to keep a hold of him, I think, which is a bit of a shame. Stats-wise, have a look at them. Bravo, the top goal scorer. Moreno, top highest average rating. Aguirre, the most assists. Velez in goal with the best pass completion. Moreno, most man of the matches. It's Nadalan, Lemma, and Julian Fernandez are the naughty boys for this season and need a bit of a slap on the wrist. Surprisingly, there only one red card, which is, I suppose, a little bit of a bonus. Barlacina, Bartolo, Zambrano, Lemma, Nadalan, Fernandez, Rivero, who's obviously no longer with us, Moreno, Aguirre, Gonzalez, and Bravo, our team of the season. Club expectations then. Let's have a look at these. What are we looking at? We want to be to mid table. We apparently want to reach the third round of the Sudamerica, which is interesting because that's not what we're doing this year. I see no reason to go against what that says. That's fine. Qualify for the Copa Libertadores next season. That is what I want to be doing this season, preferably. Dynamics update. We are going to be losing one of them. So Bartolo and Fernandez, the team leaders, are staying. Obviously, Lemma most likely on the way out the door. Caligari, Moreno, Nadalan, Rodriguez. Yeah, that's fine. That's all nothing really to worry about. We probably need to start bringing a few more of them into the more influential areas. But again, that's something we can work on as time goes on. Injury report, don't care about that. Squad's preseason break. Yeah, that's fine. There's the summary of the Cruzeiro game. And let's look at the offers for Moreno then. They are nowhere near what I want to be getting for him at the moment. They're barely even above his transfer value. So let's go and how do I do? I click on this, don't I? Right, look at that one. You're going to need to be giving me at least 7.5 million because in my eyes, he is a better player than Rivero ever was. So both of you need to be giving me in advance of 7.5 million. Simple as that. In fact, I'm not even going to entertain that. I'm negotiating that with you, and that fee is non-negotiable. You have to stay. And if he doesn't, then I'll just come in and say they didn't give us the financial benefits. That's pretty much what the plan is going to be. Let's see if after this one continue whether he does come back and says anything. If he doesn't, then we will power through to the rest of the transfer window, and we'll come back at the end of the season once we've done a little bit more business, and we'll catch on how we're going there. Right. That didn't go to plan. As you can see, Moreno is on his way out. He joins Atlanta on the 6th of July, which is a month from today. He signed for an initial fee of 4.4 million, so that will definitely put us back into the black for the time being. Anyway. After 50 appearances, Christ, he makes 1.3. We make another 1.3 million. I'm pretty confident that's going to come in a couple of seasons, judging on how good he is as a player. And we do have the chance to get a profit of his next sale of 20% as well. So hopefully, if we manage to do that, we do all right. I couldn't do really anything with that fee. I couldn't negotiate it. I even tried to offer him out to other clubs for more before he signed the deal with Atlanta because I wanted to try and get more money for him. But this one came in. He was so annoyed that I didn't accept the first one. I had to compromise a little bit. I offered him out at 6.5. Atlanta went for it. They went for this. I couldn't negotiate, and if I went against him, I was probably going to have to sell him for a lot cheaper. So cut my cloth, really. We've also upgraded the coaching side of things a little bit. So we do have I've been able to twist the arm of the president to give us another coaching spot. Annoyingly, I forgot to sack one of them, so we actually have 3 fitness coaches now, but one of them will be going in a minute. Once we get the new guy coming, so we've got one more to come in, so we are improving that. There's also adverts out for the scout for the extra data analyst and scout positions, and then the sports scientist. Because again, I just want to start to improve these a little bit more, because I feel like we're not really doing a huge amount at the moment. As far as development goes, obviously we have this guy. I've tried shipping him out. No one wants him just yet. New York Red Bulls are interested, but I want at least 4 or 5 million for him to actually make good on how poor he's been. Steve Hood, obviously still the big kind of potential guy. He has peaked a little bit, which worries me. But he is going to come back in. He is going to go straight into the first team squad at the start of next season. He'll be going into training squads and all that sort of stuff, so he's got absolutely no issues with that there. I think Batitsuta, unfortunately, again, he's still improving, but he's not improving as much as I would have hoped. I think I'm probably going to bring him in because he can play on the right-hand side, and we do need that now that we're getting rid of Gonzalez, so we need a couple of people who can come into there. Bottomore, as you know, is obviously already in the squad anyway, so he's already up there. Reserves-wise, again, obviously, so many people out on loan. Let's just order that on ability. Alexis Rodriguez, he's not going to sign. I'm going to sell him if I can, if not get him back out on loan. Antonioli, I might bring back in and see if he can do a job, but again, he's just not really been doing very well at the moment. I'll have to keep an eye on his form. Rocano, I believe he's leaving at the end of the season anyway. Oh no, next season. So again, see what he does, but he's just been part of a squad that got relegated, which isn't good. Menenti might have to come back in. The good thing is we've got plenty of space in the wage budget, so we've got a little bit to play around with. Otherwise, yeah, realistically, probably the only other person maybe is worth looking at is Campagnaro, because again, he's got that decent bit of potential. That's not him, that's Quero. But if we go on to Campagnaro again, he's not really improving a huge amount, unfortunately. He's not played very well either, and he's only in the league below us. So I'm not hugely impressed with him at the moment. So we'll have to see. We've got plenty of time. Like I say, we'll kind of give it a view as training goes through, and we'll see how we get on from there. But yeah, in terms of vision, he's kind of happy, I guess. But yeah, only to a certain extent. What can we actually ask for? We've done the staff thing. We've done all of that. Can we improve youth recruitment, maybe? Can we do that? Are they going to just say no? I think we should always look to improve it. Yeah, financial situation is always going to it was always going to happen. In fact, where are our facilities sitting in the grander scheme of things? They were great before. Great training, great youth, good youth recruitment, adequate academy coaching. Let's see if we can improve that, shall we? That one, yeah, increase budget. No, we can't do that. Can we increase anything? Can we increase the percentage of transfer revenue when we sell players? We're already convinced. We see no. Wow, he's a tough nut to crack. But right there, yeah, what we'll do is we'll carry on going. I will keep you informed of transfers, not as and when they happen. I'll probably do a couple of these. We'll come back around about the start kind of period of July. Maybe by the time Moreno goes, hopefully we'll have made some changes by then. But yeah, we'll see how we get on, see if we can get some business done. Okay, so we've gone forward a couple of weeks. Obviously, Moreno is still on the way out the door. However, I'm pretty pleased with the replacement we're getting in for him. And we've actually, believe it or not, spent a bit of money on him. His name is Tomas Belmonte. He's an Argentinian. We have brought him in we will bring him in from Valencia, from their Mestalla team, which I believe is their second team. Looks like Real Madrid Castilla, I suppose. But as you can see, yeah, very well-rounded player. Very pleased with him. He will be primarily a defensive midfielder. He plays and slots into that ball-winning midfielder role very nicely. But I'm pretty pleased with his stats for the ball-winning midfielder role in the centre of the park as well. Again, natural fitness at 17, I'm really pleased with. He's a resolute kind of guy, which is always good. Good first touch on him as well. Decent long shots, so we're not losing too much with Moreno going away. And the transfer deal itself, can I find that anywhere? He had a minimum, not minimum release clause, sorry. Nope, that's the wage. It doesn't matter. Doesn't want to show it. Oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's definitely not his current wage budget. Yeah, so he is coming in. We're getting in, which you can kind of see it there. 250k up front, going up to 1.4 million if he makes enough appearances. I've just done it on an appearance basis. I think it's 30 league appearances he has to make to get to that point, which is probably less than I would have wanted, but it saves us spending £900,000 straight up front on him. And I think there's a couple of instalments in there as well. So it spreads it across. We'll probably end up spending the whole amount, but I'm hoping that if he is as good as he claims that he will be, he being a 90 rated player, he's already a good player in the league that we're in. And like I say, resolute, good, brave, naturally fit, can play in a couple of positions. He's the kind of signing I'd want to bring in anywhere I'm managing. And hopefully he'll be able to do a job for us. Query, he's going out on loan. We've got a job offer coming in for a goalkeeping coach because our really good one has left, which has meant that we're back to square one with the coaching staff, but we'll get that back in and sort that out shortly. And we've still got a fair bit of wage budget to muck around with. So we've still got potential transfer income coming in. That's coming in from Moreno and the other note. Can I find it? Where is it gone? Has it been recent? No offers for Gonzalez. That's who I'm looking at. New York Red Bulls are still keen on signing him. They want to spend 5.75 million for him. I've offered him to them, but they're not biting yet. So we're just going to have to see how that goes. But yeah, got a couple more weeks to go. Once we get to the 1st of July, we'll have a look at squad depth properly, and yeah, we'll catch you there and then. Well, there we go then, guys. He is out of the door. Moreno has gone. Fans are furious, obviously. I can understand why they are. He just took matters into his own hands and just wanted to go. So we got rid of him. We got a good price for him. We'll move on. As I said, we brought in Belmonte, who we're very pleased with, and got a nice healthy looking balance now as well. If we look at the projections, we're still going to be in debt by the end of the season, but hopefully we'll manage to get some money in before then. We've got a little bit spare on wage budget, and we've accepted a bid for the required 5.75 million. We have to accept that because it's his release clause for foreign clubs. But Francisco Gonzalez is currently under contract talks with Cittadella, who are currently, I believe, in Serie A, and they're starting to venture their way into those leagues there. So he is going to be leaving us. I am a little bit disappointed now, especially because he's getting a lot better as well. However, like I say, he was so inconsistent. Every time I played him, he just didn't play very well. So as far as I'm concerned, it's good riddance. Got a bit of money for him, and that will mean that we will definitely settle our finances very, very nicely indeed. But before we go into the last few things of this episode, I'm going to run this until the end of the pre-season, suppose you call it, which is at the end of July. So we'll fast forward after this bit so we can go through there so you can see what else we've changed before then. However, before we do that, let's go and have a look at the squad depth in the club. So let's go and mess around with a couple of these filters. In fact, I think we're already in. So hiding players. No, I want to keep future transfers in, although there's nothing changing there anyway. And we're hiding those who are leaving the club. So let's start off. Let's put it at 3 stars first. So if we look at that, goalkeeper, we know that's not ideal. I might try and bring one in, but we'll see. There's really not that much out there, especially on a cheap deal like we need. Bartolo and Ferroni, obviously, as we know, kind of standard there. Caligari, we need to try and bring someone in at centre back. We then have Nederland, Andriozzi, and Steve Hood. I may try and sell one of these guys, probably, or maybe even shift Andriozzi, or maybe even put Hood out on loan again. I don't know. As you can see, he's definitely improving, but maybe needs to improve a little bit more. In fact, actually, let's do a comparison between him and Andriozzi, what we're looking at here. See, they're slightly different players, to be fair. Andriozzi is the faster player, whereas, yeah, it's a difficult one. It's a toughie. I might keep Andriozzi and shift Steve out on loan again. Sorry, Steve. Just simply because of the fact that Andriozzi can play wing back as well. But we shall see. Like I say, still a little bit of time to make those decisions. But yeah, pretty healthy on the right-hand side. See, defensive midfielders very happy there as well, as we are in the centre of the park. If we do put that down to 2.5 to 2 stars, we do get a lot more come in there as well. Aguirre has been improving over the off season, so again, very happy with that. He's starting to become a more and more staple part of the team. Hopefully, he continues on that good form as well. We need to strengthen in the right-hand side again because of the fact that Gonzalez is leaving, and then Bravo and Fidrisky, who is still here, as we've not been able to push him on just yet. But as you can see, if we put that down to 2 stars, we do immediately get a significant amount more, especially in some of the key areas. So on the right-hand side, we've got quite a few players who are now available. Marcioni, Rodriguez, we know, can do a job there. Don Santi and Aguirre can come across as well. So we've got Moriles, Castro, and Marcioni again, who can come over on the left-hand side. Cal Catera can come in both the central midfielder and defensive midfielder roles quite nicely. I think we probably still need to upgrade the centre-half positions. I will look at that before the season starts. And then in goal, again, I'm fairly happy with this. I would love to see the Vélez or Barcelona start to kind of break away from the pack and kind of upgrade themselves a little bit more. But again, I'm quite okay with them for the time being. If we could get someone better in, great. If not, then as you can see, I'm probably going to stick with Barlasino at least to begin with, simply because he appears to be a slightly more well-rounded player. But that can, well, see, that, like I say, a lot of things like this can change, so I have to keep an eye out. But yeah, like I said, I don't really have much to look at in terms of players. Zambrano's been placed on the transfer list. That could be an interesting one. We'll add him to the shortlist because he could be an interesting one to get back in. Again, adds a little bit of experience into the back line. I haven't even tried to look at Lemmer, to be honest. I should really have a look back and have a look at him. Let's just go through these. Vinicius, no. I suppose we can have a look at this guy. Who's this guy? Lucas Beltran. He's not a bad-looking player. He is a centre forward, so we could come in here and potentially give Bravo a little bit of competition. Let's add him as a transfer target. I'll let the director of football try and take that one on board because he looks like a pretty decent player. Who's this guy? 28-year-old winger, right wing. Okay, can we bring him in on a trial? Played for Benfica. I've never heard of him. Been around a little bit. Yeah, we'll definitely see what this guy's all about. Bring him in, see what he can do. Who's he wanted by? He's wanted by some pretty decent teams. Obviously, we've got CSK Moscow, Nottingham Forest. We've got a lot of competition. He's going to probably want a lot of money for it, but we'll see how we get on. Who else have we got here? Another centre back playing at Lanús at the moment. Again, he's not good enough, but we'll keep an eye on him. Same again. I don't know who he is. He could be a decent player, but again, they just want so much money for him. Right, let's go and have a look at our scouted players. Available for transfer. Let's put a search in. Let's put it in at centre half. Let's order it on the old ability. Robert Rojas. He's being scouted at the moment anyway. Again, he's just so expensive. He wants to leave to get better playing time. Can we pop in a loan bid on him? They go for that? No, first team commitments. No, that's never going to happen. There's no point in even sending that offer. Zambrano we know about. He's always going to be worth having a look at, although I'm worried about the fact we'd need to bring him in on a permanent transfer. I don't know if I want to spend that money on him. Damian Fernandez, we just looked at him, didn't we, I think? Is he the one we're looking at? Yeah, he is, yeah. So yeah, he's listed for 2.5 million. Like, we're not going to, even if we try and... Oh, okay. Future fee after matches played. I mean, come on now. I'll tell you what we'll do. Do an optional future fee of 2.5 million. And you'll go for it, which is fine. No, oh, that's fine. It's still optional. That's okay. Well, there we go. That could be the void filled. But yeah, we'll see how we get on. We'll come back, unless anything big happens, which I doubt it will. We'll come back for just before the start of the season, and I will give you guys a roundup of the business you've done then. Alright then guys, it is just before the game is due to start against Huracan. It's the first game of the season. You'll get that in the next episode. Just wanted to kind of give a bit of a recap on the transfer business. It actually, considering how busy I've been looking at all of this stuff, not a lot's really happened. A few more people have obviously just gone back out on loans to Calderera, Quia and Ribeiro. They're back out on loan just to keep them off the wage bill, to be honest. They can't really get them out of the club permanently, so we'll do them on loan. Obviously, Gonzalez, he did officially then go to Citadella for 5.75 million. Moreno managed to go for 5.25, going up to 6. So at the moment, we've got 5.25 million off of them. And then in terms of incomings, obviously, we saw Belmonte. He came in. Let's have a quick recap at him. As he's looking like a very, very tidy player indeed. I'm very much looking forward to getting to see the best that he's got to do. As he's under 20 cap at the moment, he could, if he continues playing the way I hope he will, there is every chance he could have a chance he could get back into the Argentina squad. I think, seeing as either one of Moreno or Rivero got into it, so we'll see. We did get Damian Fernandez in on loan, So again, I'm pretty pleased with him. We have got the option to buy him if we want to. I'll come to that in a minute, but we will see very much how he gets on. He looks like a fairly decent looking defender. He can probably play the ball playing defender role quite nicely as well. Not sure what he's like on other ones. He could maybe do it as perhaps as the stopper or the cover role. Again, I'm pretty confident he could do that. His positioning, look at that, very, very good indeed. So I'm very pleased with that. Again, he's one of those you could maybe see if he continues his trajectory, you could see him in squad before long. And probably one of my most favourite ones that we've done is Martin Benitez, who, as you can see, is coming straight in to replace the outgoing Gonzalez on the right wing. Plays as an inverted winger, or an inside forward. As you can see, very, very nicely rounded player, very quick, good technically, as the stats are giving us the ability to see. Good on long shots, crossing is good, dribbling is good, first touch, finishing could do with a little bit of improvement, maybe something to work on. But again, good physicals, and the mentors aren't half bad either. Probably vision could do with a little bit of an upgrade, and potentially composure as well. We'll have a look and see if we can sort that out a little bit. But yeah, other than that, I'm pretty happy with what we've done actually. To be fair, I could just play him as an inside forward and it would suit him even better. But yeah, very pleased with him. Got him in on a free transfer. He played for Independiente before. He just got let go. Didn't play it. He played one game, which really, really surprises me because he does look like a very good player indeed. He's currently a good player for for most Super League Argentina sides. He is our first choice right wing, but can play on the left as well if absolutely necessary. So yeah, we've had some pretty good transfers, I feel, coming in. So let's have a quick look at that squad depth again. We can ignore that. I know that most of them can actually play. I think there's just a weird thing going on there. But this is the squad depth with that 3-star filter applied. So we've still got Bravo. Fadriski is still subject to a lot of interest. I'm going to continue to offer him out for the 1.8 million I agreed with him to see if he'll actually get bought by anyone. Brian Aguirre, obviously, Benitez has gone straight in on the right-hand side with a bit of cover behind him as well, as we'll see in a second. So very happy with the midfield three. Again, we have obviously got the options of Sforza and Castro in the attacking role if we want to. I did look at Leonardo Bottlemore. He has improved over in the pre-season, but I thought he's fourth choice still. I don't want to keep him in the club if I'm not going to play him that often, so he has gone back out on loan. Batola and Ferroni still at left back. Caligari and then Fernandez are in there as well. Again, we've got some cover behind them with players who will no doubt improve as time goes on because they're still quite young. Nadalan, Andriozzi and Steve Hood. Again, I'm toying with the idea still of putting Steve out on loan. I probably will do that, I would expect. Goalkeeper still I wouldn't call it an alarming position. As you can see, if we do input the filter and change that to 2 stars, we do still have Barlacina with Velez and potentially Romero as well. Velez, I don't know, I haven't quite decided who that's going to be just yet, but as you see, that massively improves the squad depth by quite a distance, especially in the centre half position and on the left hand side and on the wings as well. So I'm very pleased with that. So yeah, we've got plenty of depth, which is good. And like I say, obviously loads of it within the defensive positions. There is 1 or 2, I think, incoming transfers. So yeah, Limousin is the one that we're looking at the moment. He is a goalkeeper coming in from potentially Almagro. We have made the offer, just waiting for that to come through at the moment. He looks like, again, a pretty decent player if we compare him to, where is Barlacina? As you'll be able to see, we don't know a huge amount about his speed yet, obviously, but otherwise looks like a very well-rounded player indeed. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he comes in. I'm ignoring the average rating of 5.8. Plus, he'll bring in a bit of experience into the squad as well, being 29 years of age and having played a pretty decent amount of football throughout his career up until this point, albeit at a slightly lower level. Otherwise, like I say, these are all the guys going out. As you can see, some loans that have been accepted for Leonardo. We've still actually got plenty to spend. There was one particular player I wanted to buy. It was a goalkeeper. He just popped up on the comparison report, actually. It was this Marcos Ledesma. As you can see, looking like a very, very good player. Unfortunately, he didn't come. He went to Botafogo down in Brazil instead, which was a real disappointment. We had everything accepted. We had the offer, the contract accepted, all of that sort of stuff. Just didn't join. Just wasn't meant to be, which was a bit of a shame. Otherwise, yeah, we're looking at pretty good finances-wise. We're looking very healthy now, which I'm very pleased to see. We've still got a bit of transfer budget if we want to play around with it. We've still got, as mentioned, a fair bit to mess around with the wage budget as well. Projections wise, again, we're looking quite healthy. We're not going to be going into debt this season, but I'm sure we will turn over and sell some players for the end of the season anyway, as we tend to typically do. And the board have been very kind in letting me utilise that extra money to increase the junior coaching budget, improve our youth recruitment, and very importantly, which I'm very pleased about, although it's already very good anyway, I want to try and improve it a bit more. We're going to be improving the youth facilities as well. Whilst I'm doing that, actually, I'm going to try and punt for the training facilities as well. We're going to do it. We are. So we're getting upgraded training facilities as well. That does then mean we're probably going to be back into the red. Unfortunately, I've probably gone a little bit crazy in terms of money. But like I say, this is the window, or this is the season I want to be starting to get into that top six. And I think with what we have now, that is going to be, we're going to have a good chance of doing it. I think I'm quietly confident that we can upset the apple cart a little bit. Before we move on, before we finish off, let's just check out the season preview. We were 11th at one point. We are still 11th. We've not really improved a huge amount there. As you see, there's no one in the squad at the moment. I'm not surprised about that at the moment in the Media Dream 11. Our best players, I would imagine, Roman Bravo and Martin Benitez as well. Bravo's slightly surprising, but again, he has improved whilst we've been away. So he's looking again like a very, very decent player indeed. Hopefully he'll start to get some caps and get a little bit of international experience if he can as well. But anyway, guys, that brings us to the end of this episode. For the first episode of the new season, we will do the first two games as we have done the last couple of years. So we'll do the Huracan and Aldosivi games, and then we'll kind of just figure out as we go away. We might come back for the old square pitch again, because I know how much you guys like that one. Worth noting as well, hold on a minute. Have we gone, are we now doing, wait a minute, are we now doing 2 games against each club? Yes, 42 games now. Here we go. So 22 teams. That was what I was going to mention. I was going to mention the fact that we do now have 22 teams rather than 23. And we're playing everyone twice. So does that mean that we're not doing the cup next season? Is that what it means? Can I see that anywhere? I can't see it anywhere. I suppose I'll just keep you posted on that, but we'll see how that goes. But we are no longer, well, we've got a big old bumper league season for you, so we'll definitely give you a lot more games throughout the season now, or at least a lot more league games anyway. Excellent. Well, more time for us to get it right as well. So we'll leave it with that, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed the episode. If you have, then make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe for these regular videos. At this point of recording, we are going back to just weekday videos because I just simply don't have the time to do them every day, unfortunately. Don't shoot me. I'll try every now and again if I can. Might do the old bumper episode on a weekend. But if you have enjoyed that one, let me know in the comments as well. My name's been David. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you again next time. Cheers.